Hey, Happy Gilmore, come on now. Hey,
Chubbs Peterson.
come on now. Hey,
Virginia Bennett.
come on now. Hey,
Doug Thompson.
come on now. Hey,
Grandma Gilmore.
come on now. Hey,
Bob Barker.
come on now. Hey,
Shooter McGavin.
come on now.
Thank you, shooters.
Today we are going back to the year 1996, a time when golf, hockey, Subway restaurants, and The Price is Right all existed. Hey, Tilde, all those things are still around, you dingus. Oh, cool. How about the afterlife? Purgatory, heaven, and hello? Sorry for the tone shift, since Happy Gilmore is an Adam Sandler comedy classic. The story of a slapshot hockey failure turned luck-shot golf success. My personal favorite between the Happy Madison duo, because 24 years ago I liked hockey much more than I liked school. Also, where else would you find an award for best fight, including Bob Barker? There was one thing that always stuck out to me, though. Obviously, editing dropped the ball, but it stayed with me. This view of the course shows the Volkswagen improperly parked at the base of the tower, well before happening in the movie. What if that's not an error? There are 2 or 3 questionable edits in the last 20 minutes of the film, so let's tee off. First, let's look at the game of golf, and explain why Happy shouldn't have won. No editing exploits yet, just some bad golf rules. This one hole would sink Happy in this highly competitive matchup with Shooter. There is no stroke limit, especially in the Pro Championship, unless they're playing with putt-putt rules. At least one shot to get here, plus 5 strokes and a drop. Even to hole out from here, the best case scenario for the hole is an 8. The scoreboard shows triple bogeys. Yet he only drops 1 stroke. Not par for the course, my friends. Okay, last golf lesson here. Tournaments are 4 days long, typically start on a Thursday and end on a Sunday.
The golfers of the Tour Championship are ready to hit the links.
So when the event starts, the car has clearly crashed into the tower. So here's my theory. The bug slugged Happy Gilmore day 1 of the tournament and killed him. We are watching his final judgment before departing to the afterlife, and the effect his passing has on those closest to him. That's a long drive, so hear me out. This film uses death in a lot of jokes, making mortality more merry than morbid.
I think I just killed her. Oh, she got hit by a car. She's dead. Hey, my girlfriend's dead, you know. She fell off a cliff and died on impact.
Start with the jacked car shot. Shooter's guilt has manifested into a living embodiment of Happy, completed by his competitive character, like a Christmas Carol. Brings us to edit number 2. Shooter's psyche starts to slip.
After one day, Shooter McGavin is in the lead, but the big surprise is young Happy Gilmore, nipping at his heels and trailing by only 1 stroke. Shooter from the sand, playing like he really wants that jacket.
He's wearing this shirt the first day. Announcer says at the end of day 1, Shooter has the lead. Shooter from the sand is wearing the same clothes from day 1, then cuts to a different outfit. He is starting to lose his mind, forgetting to change his clothes. I'm guessing his caddy told him he wore that yesterday.
At the end of the 3rd day, Happy Gilmore has taken the lead.
We don't even see any golf from day 3, because this is probably what he wore to play. But then he changes back into this shirt to use the phone. This is the shirt he wore when Happy died, covering him in guilt until he calls for help. We'll get to the business in a bit. So, what about this scene where the car hits him? Well, Virginia is so traumatized after losing Happy that she is replaying the event in her head and reacting as if it's really happening. The doctor almost looks like he's talking to Virginia here, and Shooter seeing her so emotional triggers his conscience to interact with her flashback. Happy gets a glimpse of his bad afterlife, a possible punishment for the life he's lived.
Happy, look who's here.
Grandma.
Grandma shows up to the surprise of everyone and starts talking about her house. Maybe Mr. Man messed with her meds. Shooter comes over and addresses Gilmore to stop fraternizing with the help, but is actually telling Grandma not to talk to Virginia, the PR help. She tells Virginia she just wants her to be happy, darling, which she returns with a hug of appreciation. The reward for a righteous life is peeked at in the happy place. So, happy golfing is actually him pleading his case, trying to gain access to heaven, where we see Chubbs has already made it. Unfortunately, Shooter actually wins the tournament, and is shown running away with the jacket, symbolizing he won by a landslide. Okay, so edit number 3. This is supposed to be them driving home from the course, right? Do you think Grandma showed up out of nowhere with a change of clothes and shoes? Do you think the homeless caddy even owns an outfit like this? Virginia can change, she's at work, but the other two are doubtful. So what's up with this scene then? This is actually a few days after the tournament, and they are returning from Happy's funeral. So if he died on a Thursday, it is pretty common for the funeral to happen 3 to 7 days afterwards. Maybe on a Tuesday perhaps, since they're playing Tuesday's Gone? Shooter is finally happy. After day 3, he called his friend to sign the house to Grandma, or at least a contract for her to live there rent-free.
Don't worry about your grandma, Gilmore. She can live with me.
The fact that Shooter has missed out on the jacket before was already addressed.
That's a nice jacket. Where's yours?
That's good. It is a good one. He's a funny guy. I'll have mine in, 3 months, guys?
He also dedicated his performance to the late golfer's ghost.
I'm going to dedicate my performance at the Tour Championship to Chubb's memory.
So Chubbs' comment to him was properly teed up.
Nice jacket.
Now for the sad truth. Happy Gilmore doesn't end up in heaven. He is not among the group congratulating Shooter, probably because he didn't make the cut. Even if that isn't Shooter in Happy's body, why is he the only one who can see them in heaven? Because they are waving goodbye to him. He is headed to HE double hockey sticks, and it's not freezing over anytime soon. Thank you for spectating. Always remember to wash your balls when you can. And before reaching the hole, you have to start on the tees. Until the end.